Hi, how are you? I hope you have enjoyed week one of Revitalise360. You will have completed your initial questionnaire, and hopefully you have been thinking about your weekly habits, and hopefully the weekly habit tracker will help you, which you'll get sent each week, which is a document that you can just write on those habits that you want to do. You don't have to do it every day. So, for example, if you wanted to do strengthening 3 times a week, you would just write on there strengthening times 3 and tick it off 3 times a week. As and when you do it, it just gives you it's a tracker that you can like put up around the house, and feel free to screenshot it at the end of the week and send it to me for some accountability. It really does help you to stay on track. So this week we want to get into the bit of the nitty gritty. I have sent you, at the end of the week, or the first week of Revitalise360, I've sent you a weekly reflection, which you'll get something like this each week, which is a Google form that you complete, and it comes through to me, and I will respond either through a video or through written feedback, just to support you. So if you haven't done that, have a look in your messages. Hopefully you've got it. If you haven't got it, let me know. And you've also got a reflecting personal values questionnaire, which I am going to talk to you in a minute. So this week, week 2, we want to start going with it. So fitness, strength-wise, focus on completing 3 strength workouts a week. That is really what you want to try and do to get the benefits you want. A cardio session, at least 1 of the intervals, if not 2, if not 3. But you now need to make this your own. So use your weekly habit tracker, print that off, have it, and write on there what you want to do. So the other part, the more holistic part of it as well, is water. Trying to drink at least 2 litres of water a day. We want to focus on protein. So I'm going to talk a bit more about protein in a minute. And I've got a document that's coming through to you on Wednesday about protein. It might be that you want to have a target of sleep. If you're having less than 7 hours of sleep a night, we want to focus in on that. So it's all these wellness goals. So as well as strength and fitness, we're thinking about the lifestyle and the wellness. Think about where you want to be at the end of the 8 weeks. So it's already week 1 is gone, and you'll see that as we go week on week, it will go quicker. So I'm going to talk about the personal values questionnaire, which you have got. I haven't done this as a Google form, because if you have a Google form, it's very electronic. It stays on the computer. You get emailed a copy, but I feel this is something that is very personal, and it will help you. So I was inspired by this by Jay Shetty, who's brilliant. I was listening to his book on Spotify. See if it comes up. I don't see it now. But he's talking a lot about values. And when I was thinking about Revitalise360, I was like, yes, it'd be really good for us to reflect on our own personal values. Now, some of you might find this a little bit too deep. It might be something you don't want to go into at the moment. That's fine. Just push it to one side. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. So this questionnaire is reflective, and it helps you to explore and understand your core values and your responses. If you find this a little bit deep, you could still do it, but just do it without thinking too deeply. It's really, really good to have a bit of reflection of where you are. So it will help you to get more insights into your beliefs, your priorities, your aspirations, and it will help you to have that Revitalise 360. So we're not just thinking about the strength aspect, we're not just thinking about the hydration, we're thinking a little bit deeper. So there's different sections to it. So first of all, there's self-discovery. So the questions are, go straight in, what activities make you lose track of time? So it might be something like scrolling, it might be reading, it might be anything. It could be walking, it could be running, it could be talking, it could be work. So B, when do you feel like yourself, completely authentic and genuine? So when do you feel like you? Number 2 is about your passions and your purpose. So what are the things that ignite a sense of purpose and meaning in your life? And then secondly, can you recall a moment when you felt deeply connected to something bigger than yourself? So that's quite deep. You can write as much or as little as you want. You could always have a separate bit of paper or a booklet if you want to write more than the little paragraph space that I'm giving you. And number 3, your strengths and talents. So A, what are your unique strengths and talents that you enjoy using that really makes you think about yourself? And B, how do you contribute to others through your skills and abilities? I don't know if you can make sense. How do you contribute to others through your skills and abilities? Number 4 is learning and growth. So this is, first of all, it says, reflect on a recent challenge or setback. What did you learn about yourself during that time? It's like a questionnaire question. And then B, how do you actively seek opportunities for personal and professional growth? So you could have a personal bit and a professional growth. So, I mean, this really is that 360, isn't it? Okay, number 5, there's 8 different sections. Number 5, relationships. Identify the people in your life who truly matter to you. What qualities in those relationships are most important? And then secondly, with relationships, how do you express love and appreciation to those around you? 6, well-being and balance. So first of all, what activities bring you a sense of peace and balance? And these don't need to be calm activities. It might be running. It might be strengthening activities. It might be going to the cinema. You know, it's very personal, this. And then secondly, how do you prioritize self-care and well-being in your daily life while you're here doing this? So you've got something already. Number 7, so there's 2 more, impact and contribution. So first of all, how do you envision making a positive impact on the world or your community? And then B, what small actions can you take today to contribute positively to someone else's life? And then 8, last one, is your values alignment. List 3 core values that guide your decision making. And then B, reflect on a recent decision or action. How well did it align with your core values? No. So with these, you can take time to review responses and think about how your values shape your choices and action. And this here is really useful for actually getting those goals in Revitalise360, because we want to go a little bit deeper underneath the surface. Then just thinking, okay, strengthening fitness, water, hydration, protein. We're trying to go a little bit deeper within this program. And then what brings it all together is this document here, the personal planning document. So this personal planning document is hopefully going to help. I've used the word brainstorming. Maybe I shouldn't have used the word brainstorming. Action brainstorming to help us identify what's helping or stopping you from achieving your goals. So then think back to the questionnaire that you did last week. I didn't press the button for you to email, but I can always see if I go back and email you a copy of that questionnaire. Hopefully you can just remember, have a think about a roundabout goal, what you'd like to do over the 8 weeks. Now, and then I'm going to ask you, this question is going to ask you what you want to stop doing. So we have got a bit of a negative side of it. What do we want to stop doing? What do we want to do less of? And then positively, what do we want to keep doing? What do we want to do more of and start doing? Now, some of you might not want to fill out stop doing, do less of, because that might just feel it takes you down. You might just want to do keep doing, do more of, and start doing. And I actually did spend quite a bit of time trying to think about, do I put the stop doing, do less of? I think for some of you, you might actually want those. So again, with everything I do, I want you to personalize this and make it your own. And hopefully this is going to help you on your journey. So what quite a lot of people do, they print off the different documents that I send you and they just keep it together in a little folder, because with the Revitalise, like I put the reset, you know, these programs keep coming around. And actually, if you've got documents like this that you can look back on and think, oh, that's what I did then, this is what I'm going to do now. It is really useful. If you don't have a printer and you really want to print it out, and you're in the UK, let me know and I can print it out and send to you, because it does help. Okay, moving on. Nutrition. Okay, so it's all quite there for you, isn't it, for the strength, but the nutrition can be a bit harder. So this week, I know last week you're thinking about planning, but this week I really want you to think about planning out your meals, because that's going to simplify your daily routine and it's going to set the stage for healthier choices. So I have already sent you a message, I think I've sent you already, a guide about planning your food, which I'm just going to talk through now, including snacks. Okay, so first of all, breakfast. So in your breakfast, try and have a balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. So for example, you might have Greek yogurt, go for the fat-free Greek yogurt if you're on a fat loss target. So fat-free Greek yogurt if you can, with berries and granola or muesli. You might have scrambled eggs with whole grain toast, maybe with tomatoes and mushrooms on the side. And for lunch, trying to focus on a mix of your lean proteins, your veggies, whole grains. So for example, grilled chicken salad with quinoa, or maybe a vegetable wrap with hummus. So you're just trying to find lots of different options with your proteins and really getting in those veggies and your whole grains. So your veggies are going to fill you with fiber as well. And for your dinner, prioritizing those lean proteins, the vegetables, and a moderate portion of complex carbs. So a moderate portion, a palmful, because quite often we end up having a big, massive plate of pasta, which we don't necessarily need. So yes, we need those complex carbs, but it's just trying to get it in the balance. If you use something like MyFitnessPal, you will see a pie chart and it will show you the balance of protein carbs. So say you put in a meal of spaghetti bolognese and you had a lot of spaghetti, it would show that your carbs are filling up most of the pie chart. So with percentages of macronutrients, your across a day or a meal, your carbs don't really want to be more than 50 to 55%. Your fats will come and go. So I don't really like to give a figure for fats, but your protein wants to be at least 20%. But you are trying to aim for 25% to 30%. Some days you'll be able to get up to 40%, but it is quite hard. So we want to be at least 20% and no more than 55% carbs. And your fats will come and go. If you're finding that you're having a lot of high fat days, and then look at your planning and think, okay, so in that day I've had eggs and steak. So high fat. So then the next day I'm going to focus on maybe meat-free, maybe chicken, foods that are lower fat. So we're trying to complement them both. Fat is good, but you'll notice if you have high fats every day, it won't necessarily help you get those goals. Okay, snacks. So you want to really choose nutrient-dense snacks to keep your energy levels stable, because as soon as we start spiking our body with the snacks, high fat, high sugar snacks, we start going up and down, which affects our mood, our sleep, our appetite. So things like you could go through a Greek yogurt with nuts, your veggies with hummus. I've been making flapjack actually. So I do 250 grams mix of oats and muesli, bung in a spoonful of peanut butter. I put in a scoop of protein powder. I mash up 2 bananas and a scoop of butter, and I mix it all together, and then I put it in the oven for about 15 minutes and then bring it out to cool, and then I chop it up. And then if my daughter has anything to do with it, she then drizzles chocolate over it. But it's only a little bit of chocolate and it does make it taste quite nice. So yeah, if you need some help with snacks, let me know. Okay, hydration with your nutrition. Make sure you're aiming at least 2 litres of water daily, because that is really going to help. You can use herbal teas, you can use sparkling water to help as well. So I've sent you all this in a document. But yeah, carry on. There's 3 more things I want to say about nutrition. So 6, meal prepping. So prep your ingredients in bulk. So if you're going to be making bolognese, cook a big load of bolognese and then siphon some of it off, put it in some Tupperware, put it in the freezer for another time. Maybe a big slow cooker. I try and have 3 main, big cooked meals a week. And then that kind of sees us through as a family. And I like to cook an extra lot of maybe beans and like a veggie chili to have throughout the week. So for lunch, I might have some cooked chicken with some veggie chili. We've been making a couscous salad lately with couscous, feta cheese, chickpeas, loads of veggies in as well. So again, it's trying to bulk things out so it's there and it's easy access. So I don't know if you're like me, when it's nothing there, then you just get anything that you can find, and it's not always what you really want. Okay, last 2 things. Listen to your body. So when we are on a fat loss goal, sometimes we can be hungry, but listen to your hunger and fullness cues and be flexible. So if you are finding you are hungry, think about your 3 meals. You're having enough protein, and are you having at least 2 snacks a day? So as when they're planned, what helps is that you're then looking forward to a meal. So if you've planned in a steak salad in the evening, you're going to really look forward to that, or a veggie chili in the evening, you're going to look forward to it. So the more we plan, the easier it is. And then finally, snack smart. Okay, so plan, I know I've already mentioned snacks again, but I'm saying it again. Plan for nutritious snacks to prevent reaching out for less healthy options. So keeping the options like cut up veggies, fruit slices, pre-portioned nuts. So put them, you can get these little Tupperware boxes that you can put nuts in. And the biggest thing about planning, it doesn't have to be rigid. So I'm all about imperfect action, which probably drives some people mad, but it does not need to be perfect. So if you've done a plan and it doesn't happen, it doesn't go to plan, then it's okay. You've just got to be flexible and go, okay, it hasn't happened. Let's move on. What can I do instead? So you kind of got a plan B that you can go and use as well. So adapt your plan based on what is happening that day, your preferences. You know, you want to limit stress as much as you can, and you want to try, this wants to be sustainable. So yeah, happy planning, happy eating. Okay, my final point to cover is I always get the same questions about how can I reduce my belly fat. Okay, the biggest thing is consistency. If you are consistent, you are going to reach your goal. So if you follow a plan for say 2 weeks, then you come off it for 3 weeks, it's just not going to happen. So it is about consistency. So it's better to reduce the high fat, high sugar snacks by 5% rather than getting rid of them all. So say you get rid of everything, 100%, get rid of all those, and then you crave them and then you give up after 2 weeks. So this wants to be sustainable. We want to find ways that's going to help you to reach your goals over a longer period of time and to keep it going. So hopefully this has helped you. So as we go into week 2, think about planning out your workouts, planning out your food, listen to your body, and finally, be kind to yourself, because this is a program, Revitalise360. We want to think about the bigger parts, we want to think about ourselves, but life is still happening around us. And be kind to yourself, and it doesn't always go to plan, but as long as we're consistent and we come back to it again and again, you will get there. So finally, make sure you complete the week 1 little questionnaire. If you need me, you know where I am. Just pop me a message. I am here to support you on your journey. And we will have a catch up a week Tuesday. So not this week, but if you need anything, just message me. Okay? Have a brilliant week and I will chat to you soon.